All right. All right. I haven't done a video in a while. This is JMT 22 Talks with JMT 22. And um, I basically want to give a shout out to my very small audience. I appreciate you viewing JMT. I haven't done a video in a while. So this is Talks with JMT. And I want to give a shout out to my very small audience. Shout out to Dr. Mark Anthony. He views into the show. Um, Shout out to my God family. Shout out to young Eleanor. She's putting out some artwork that's pretty cocky, you know. Special shout out to her. Shout out to my NASA chick who really truly is a godsend. And shout out to shout out to all my friends who were friends but are not friends anymore. We had some disagreements and we chose to go our separate ways. May your projects be blessed by God. May my projects be blessed by God. Hey man, some things don't work out and you got to go your separate ways, man. You know, no big thing, man. You know, no big deal. You know, it happens in life. So, you know, shout out to old friends who were friends that are not friends anymore. Um, it's more common these days, I guess. Um, I'm not gonna trip off of it. You know, shit happens, and you move on. You know, you've got to move on. Early in my earlier years, it took me a long time to get the message of moving on. But all in all, hey man, we're gonna move on, man. We're gonna we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. You know? I'm up all night. I'm busy studying all night long. Um, Studying on some things that if I do well, things will be looking up for me. So you know, pat on my back for me and good for me. If you ever doing anything, you kind of don't want to let everybody know everything that's going on with you. You know, that's the best advice I can give anybody. Don't tell everybody what you're doing, man, because you never know who's for you these days. Um, you might be around people that you might think are for you, and they're acting like they're for you, but all in all, they're not for you. So it's kind of hard for me to figure out who those people were. So I'm more leaning towards, not caring about it, not having any friends anymore, because, you never know, who's for you and who's against you. But, shout out to my very small audience, my very, very small audience. It's all right. It's okay. I have a small audience. It is what it is. I'm not up there with the huge YouTubers, not yet. But hey, I'm still doing my thing, man. I'm still doing my thing. So, yeah, yeah, yes, sir, yes, sir. Mm. So I'll be up all night studying, getting my shit together. 3 minutes. Yep. Yep. Um, you know, I've got some. Yeah, I've got some really good stuff, up and coming stuff. I got some really good up and coming stuff, and I'm not gonna give it away, but I got some really good stuff coming up. You just gotta have to wait on it. You gotta wait on it because you know, I'm real busy these days. But all in all, um, I'm studying, and but I got some really good Got some new stuff coming up. It's going to be really, really, really good. Really good. Really good stuff. You just have to wait on it. These right here are waffles. They're French fry waffles. They're Riley's French fry waffles. They're really, really good. Really, really, really good. You should try them, and they're in your grocery freezer. Just try it out, man. Try it out. Yeah. Try it out. Yep. Talks with JMT 22. Talks with JMT 22. Yep. So one of the things that I'm going to do a video on is satisfying the listener's ear when it comes to with me composing music. So what I'm going to do is, I guess I'm going to turn it down kind of low, so no one can say, oh man, it's so fucking distorted that I can't fucking hear nothing. No. So I'm gonna turn it down low and play note for note. God, I wish I had a cameraman, because I need somebody zooming in on my fingers. I want people zooming in on my fingers so they can actually see the notes that are being played. And I'm gonna have the volume down to a reasonable volume, so nobody can say, oh, it's so distorted that I just can't hear nothing. All right, but you're not going to be able to say that, because it's going to be turned down to a reasonable volume. You're going to be zoomed in. I'm going to play it. First of all, I'm going to play the song, and then I'm going to replay it slowly all the way through, you know, so nobody can say, oh, well, you know, he just turns up the distortion loud, and, you know, he really ain't doing anything, you know. So put it into that, you know, nip it in the bud. Nip it right in the bud. Shout out to Excellence Keycon Trey. What else did I give a shout out to? Shout out to, like I said earlier, shout out to all the people who used to be friends that are not friends anymore. We've had some disagreements and we've gone our separate ways. It's no big deal. It happens in life. Fuck it. You know, sometimes in life you just have to say fuck it and move on. It's a fact of life. You have to say fuck it and move on. Wow. You know what I did today? I watched The Outsiders, man. It's an old movie called The Outsiders. It's got Patrick Swayze in it. Got Tom Cruise in the motherfucker. Got Rob Lowe in the motherfucker. Got some big names. It's got Ralph Macchio in it. And, you know, in this movie, you know, these guys were, you know, I guess they were the greasers and the associates. The associates and the greasers. The greasers were like more on the poor end and ganging up with each other. And the associates were more like on the richer middle class in dressing well, you know, preps or whatever. Preppy. And they would meet up and they just wouldn't have no respect for each other, and you know, they just beat the hell out of each other every time they ran into each other. And they had an incident where a greaser killed one of the socials, and it was just really interesting because Ralph Macchio, played by Ralph Macchio. If you don't know who Ralph Macchio is, he played the Karate Kid back in the day, and Ralph Macchio, he he killed a social, and then they came across some kind of house was on fire, and they um, saved a bunch of kids from the fire. And when he was saving the kids from the fire, the roof collapsed on him and hurt him real bad. He was in critical condition, and they went back to see him. He was jacked up real bad, and they said, "Yeah, man, we got back at the socials, man. We beat their ass, man. We really knocked them around for you, man. And da 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 da." And at that point, he was like so hurt to the point where he was like really, really hurt to the point where he was dying. And he was like, when he told him, that, he's like, "Oh man, fighting ain't no good, man. Fighting ain't no good at all, man." He was in his twilight stage. So when you're in your twilight stage, I would imagine, because I've never been in my twilight stage, and I'm not trying to go to my twilight stage no time soon, but I can imagine when you're in your twilight stage, you just let a lot of this stuff go, man. Your bloodthirst for people's blood, you let that go. All of the things that you held against people, you let it go, because, you're towards the end of your life. You want to be all right with whatever you have to be all right with to be all right with God. You want to enter the kingdom of heaven, and you just want to let all of that stuff go, And at first, they were about fighting, but he's like, "Man, fighting ain't no good, man. Fighting ain't no good, man. Being golden is what counts. See a sunrise, shit like that, And I was like, wow. I remember watching The Outsiders long time ago, but I've never seen it the whole way through. See, I've seen movies that I haven't seen all the way through. There's dozens upon dozens of movies that I haven't watched all the way through for whatever reason. I don't know. Most of these movies that I see today, I just fall asleep on them because it's just they're not keeping my attention. I'm tired from my day job or whatever it is. I'm tired from my day job or whatever it is, and I'm I just fall asleep on them. If it doesn't capture my attention, I just fall asleep on it. But it was a pretty cool movie. Now Ralph Macchio is I don't know, man. They had the Cobra Kai thing going or whatever. It's just like, man, you guys need writers because that shit is lame. That shit is fucking lame. But I don't know. I wish I was writing for Cobra Kai. I'd be having some interesting shit going on in that TV series. But yeah. Hey man, Ralph Macchio, he said I don't know. He's done his thing in life. He's done his thing in life. He really has. He's done his thing in life. He really, really has. 14 minutes. So like I said, I haven't done a video in a while. But here it is. Talks with JMT 22. Talks with JMT 22. Wow, I don't have a beverage in front of me or anything. We got to change that. You gotta change that. You know? You gotta change that. We have to change that. That's something that we definitely have to change. I have to get a beverage in front of me. What the hell is going on in the bottom of my cup? Tell you what, we're gonna let that be. Sometimes you just gotta let it be. Let it be or let it be. Words of wisdom, let it be. You know, there was more times in my life people wouldn't let me be. They had to fuck with me. Nobody would let me be. Man. Hang on for a second. Yeah. Oh man, yeah, baby, yeah. Man, I need it. Well, like I said, I'm gonna be up all night studying. Up all night studying. Up all night studying. It's all right, man. It's all right. We up all night studying. Like back in the day, it was a thing called USA Up All Night, man. USA Up All Night, man. Y'all don't know nothing about that, but USA Up All Night, it was like a bunch of, I think it was like a bunch of horror movies or some shit. And of course, they had the Hitchhiker and all that other shit, man. Man, y'all don't know nothing about that, man. Y'all don't know anything about that. Whole memory lane on your ass, man. Like them Saturday morning cartoons, man. Y'all don't know shit about that, man. You don't know anything about it, like at all, period. But it's okay, man. You don't have to know anything about that, man. You know? 18 minutes. All right, we're looking good. We're looking good. Like I said, this is Talk with JMT 22, baby. JMT 22. And we are up all night long studying. You know, may all your projects be blessed by God. May all my projects be blessed by God. May you be blessed. Bless you, bless you, bless you, bless you, bless you, bless you. Oh man. Those waffle fries were very, very good, man. Oh man. I feel like a nap, but I ain't gonna take one. Not yet. Get some chapters done first, and then I'll take a nap. You know, it's not always procrastination. And you know what? Maybe I'll pick that up in the next video. The next Talks with JMT. You know? Oh, yeah. Almost forgot. Shout out to all my old drinking buddies that I used to drink with, man. Shout out to all of them. You know who you are. Shout out to you. May all your projects be blessed by God. All your endeavors be blessed. May everybody be blessed. You know. Okay. Take care of yourselves and each other.